Hey, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Mission for Mental Health. I am your host, Jackie Robinson. Hey, you know what? I got a good show for y'all. I think all my shows are good, but I think this one is going to be really, really, really good. See, I know sister got no hair out of place. Okay, hold on. Y'all supposed to let me know when the hair ain't right. Come on now. There we go. Look. So I'm excited about tonight's show because it's hard for me, like I said before, to get men to come on and watch the show. But I got one for y'all tonight, y'all. And he's willing to go deep. Like he's willing to. We were having a conversation today, and he was talking about how, we women want a man to accept us with all our mess, but we don't want to accept them with theirs. And I just instantly got intrigued, like, bro, what you saying? So this conversation tonight, it's going down. Like, it's going to be open. It's going to be transparent. I want y'all to, get in the chat with me, talk with me, communicate with me, roll with me, all that good stuff. If you want, at some point, we'll open up the chat so y'all can come on. But, our show is only an hour. So I'm not going to take up this whole hour just talking. I'm going to bring him to the stage. Some of y'all already know who he is, but you don't really know his story. So he's getting ready to share it today. So coming to the stage is my good friend, Andre. What's up, Dre?
What's going on, Jax? How you doing, Red?
Hey,
I'm good.
I'm doing well. I can't complain. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
We've been talking about you coming on for a minute, but I wanted to make sure that you were in a space and you were ready to, be transparent and open and share some things and say some things that we don't really like for y'all to say to us.
True.
Yeah. We know. Like we were talking earlier today about some of them topics and how we just have a lot of baggage. We got baby daddies, we got divorce, we got kids, we got exes, we got daddy issues, we got mama issues, we got all this baggage that we have that we just carry along with us into our next relationships. And we want y'all to take on our stuff, but we just ain't really ready to accept yours. But before you get rolling and we start chatting first, what you sipping on?
Oh, sipping on a nice red. It's kind of like a Bordeaux, but it's the name of it is The Devil You Don't Know. Very smooth.
You want to bring me a bottle of that, The Devil I Don't Know. Well, I am sipping on a Black-owned tequila that I found. I actually walked into this package store and, they were standing at the table like, hey, would you like to taste our alcohol? It's tequila, it's Black-owned. So I was like, why not? So I've really been drinking it. You see what's left? So I'm enjoying it. It's called Coramino Black Owned Tequila. Check it out. It's really good. I like it. Smooth, but I'm a baby with this thing, so I always have a little chaser in mind. So I got it with a little lime juice. So that's what
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sipping on to in my fancy glass. Yes.
Good deal.
So tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I go by my YouTube name is Dre Blanco, uh, for obvious reasons. But from originally from the Bronx, New York. Former police officer. Uh, Started my new career. I'm also an entrepreneur. Started my consulting business, was A.L. Williams Consulting LLC. Part of it is what I do is I deal with content creators, YouTube content creators. You can
Yeah.
sometimes find me on the Real Nathan Daly's channel, Art and Hustle, Black Men Unfiltered, and various other DL Saint, very other black YouTubers that's on here making real good content.
Yeah.
Also, Gail at Night, who has her own channel.
Yeah.
Support her. So
Yeah. I hope they're able to jump on and able to drop their channels in the comments so people can follow them and watch them. You know how I feel about that Nathan Daly. I'm watching that, Anytime we talk about police, I'm like, let me see what he talking about, let me it ain't him, it's what the other people are saying. That I just get like,
right.
So into it and pissed off and all that good stuff. So yeah, I love watching Nathan Daly. So what made you get into helping content creators? What made you get into that stream of entrepreneurship? Now we already know why we all became the police and all that good stuff because
Right.
we and some insurance. But what
Right.
made you jump off into these entrepreneur ventures?
Well, it actually started with Nathan's channel. He was actually in my police academy. And when he started his channel, I started seeing, the growth, and he was doing, putting out some good information, but his channel wasn't growing. So I saw some things in his delivery and some of the information he was putting out. So I hit him up and told him, I said, listen, I got some ideas of how your channel could actually get a lot better. How you can grow the channel. Start doing some collabs, start doing this, start doing that. And he started implementing a lot of the things that I told him.
Right.
So he'll occasionally have me on, interview me, but based on my skill set, based on things I had knowledge of. Being a detective for 7 years and then currently investigations for the last 7, pretty much 14 years altogether in criminal investigations.
Right.
So giving him that insight that he didn't have. Shout out to Gail at Night.
Yeah.
Giving him that insight that he didn't see, not being the detective. So and then help his channel grow.
Right.
Introduce him to some real good people who also, questioned him and had questions about what really goes on behind the scenes of law enforcement.
Correct.
And it's just grown.
Yeah, it's a good gig. I'm still new. I'm still trying to, figure it all out and all that good stuff. But yeah. So let's see.
Yeah, she's a moderator with Nathan also.
Yeah. So I'm still new in pushing my way through this, and mental health is my baby. So I always want to bring people on to start sharing their mental health journeys and their mental health stories. And that's one thing that I did. Keep in mind, I've been knowing you since you was a pup.
True.
I've been knowing you since you was a pup in this police thing. And I've watched your growth. I've watched you grow, but this stage right here to me probably has been the most growth and that I've seen you do. And I'm always like picking your brain now because you got so much good shit. I'm like, he got Don Dre didn't grow up on a sister, so you got some good stuff. And so I know you had to do some mental health work, right?
I really did.
So you want to share about how all this kind of came about? Was mental health a thing? Was working on your mental health a thing when you were growing up in New York? Was that a thing?
No, not at all. So even I grew up. I'm an old pup now. I mean, into my 50s, but I grew up in New York in the 70s, and New York was a different place back then. Grew up in the Bronx. The Bronx was burning. That's when the landlords was burning the apartment buildings to get insurance money so they could regentrify the Bronx. So you had a lot of families living in abandoned buildings because there was nowhere to go back then.
Right.
So walking to school, I saw a lot people getting robbed, people getting shot, walking over bodies, and then when the 80s hit, the crack era, you walking over crackheads who OD'd, what I'm saying? So you see a lot of that, and you don't even have the common sense to compartmentalize what you're seeing. You just see it, absorb it, and keep it moving. And you don't have any idea as you grow older that some of that kind of affects you mentally, So as I did that, never wanted to be a police officer, but my sister, was all into law enforcement, kept pushing me to do it.
Was she one of them folks that worked at Rikers Island? All y'all folks work
Yes.
at Rikers Island. Yeah, everybody work at Rikers Island.
Yes, she was.
All y'all work at Rikers Island.
Yeah, she started out with NYPD first and then went over to Rikers. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't until I moved to Georgia. It took me 2 years to get used to Georgia. I worked at Delta, and I didn't realize I had anxiety then. I just knew every time I got on a flight, I was always anxious. Had the knots in the stomach, not understanding what was going on, but it was a self-imposed stress. Chalked it up, and then you start growing. You become a police officer. You go through everything in the police academy, and then you're out on the road, and then you're answering calls, some of the worst calls you probably can imagine.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize till when I became a detective that being a detective was worse than being a patrol officer, because you have sleep deprivation because on call weekend duty, and then that's and at the time I was married and I had a newborn.
Right.
Kind of hard to navigate all that, and have your family to acquiesce to your schedule when you make commitments. So that added to the stress and adding to anxiety. Fighting with judges, trying to get warrants on cases that you believe in, and you're supposed to get up at 5 and it's 10 o'clock at night and you're still fighting the same battles. So all that creates a lot of stress, a lot of some would say stress is meant for shoulders, not hips. And sometimes as men, we feel that we're supposed to shoulder your stress to keep you from worrying. That is, when you grow up, that's what I was taught, is that you are the rock. You're supposed to shoulder and shield your family from everything that's adverse, so they can pretty much be secure. That's part of the protection, provide.
That's why we get with y'all, because we want to be secure.
Correct. But unfortunately, not every man has been taught that. Not every man has been exposed to understanding what boundaries are and understanding your limitations and being able to identify your limitations. Sometimes we feel with Superman and we can fight anybody, we can lift everything, we can do anything in the world. And it's not realistic. I'm not saying we need to live a life of scarcity or live a complete life of abundance, but we have to have a realistic balance. And coming in, I didn't have that. I thought I was a superhero when I was, on patrol, and it wasn't until you have to leave work and deal with the dynamics of home. And because, I was one of those cats that thought, man, you married for love, till I got married. And I realized it's a duty involved. And you get caught up in that duty of making sure that your family is straight and making sure that the troubles are not even in their preview. Making sure that if something goes wrong, you handle it. And I kind of lost myself in a lot of that.
Yeah.
So when I got divorced, purpose, what was my purpose? How am I going to navigate my family? And then my anxiety went on 10.
Right. Because you came in feeling like, a lot of police officers, we all feel the same way. We tend to take on more. We actually learn how to suppress everything that's going on. We're taught that, right? Because you may go to your first call coming out on the road that day. First call might be an alarm. Then it might be, a burglary, but not in progress. It already occurred, so you're just doing the report. Then you might get an accident, and then you got like a shooting. So then your adrenaline is up high because you don't know if the suspect's still there or not or whatever. Get on scene, get everything taken care of, however long it takes to be on that scene. And then you get sent to an alarm. And then you get sent to, a domestic where my 13-year-old won't go to school, or it's like up and then down, and then up and then down, and then you got to come home and deal with up and then down, because as the man, we're expecting you to take care of everything.
Correct.
We're expecting you with that. That's what we expect. I know. I mean, that's what we expect y'all to do. I mean, we get out there and hustle and help and things like that, take care of the kids, whatever. But we still expect you to take care of everything, not really knowing what transpired throughout the day. So
Correct.
with your situation, when you're saying that, okay, I was married and this is what I was doing, and then all of a sudden now I'm divorced. Now what I'm supposed to do?
Correct.
What where I fit in the thing now? What am I supposed to do? Because I was here to take care of y'all, and now I ain't taking care. I don't. You know what I mean?
See, I think my growth started with like the process of going through my divorce, because what I saw on my walk, everybody that goes through it has a lot of resentment, hatred, but they're a little petty, and I just couldn't have that for my ex-wife. I couldn't. I just wanted to see her. I just wanted to support her, make sure she had her voice, make sure she's still winning, and she's the proper image for my daughter. Right. Because regardless of what was going on with us, when it came to raising our child, we were always lockstep. That was never an issue. And we were family before we became family.
But how do you, so that is rare. That for where the man is feeling like that, I just want to watch her succeed. I just still want her to succeed because she's raising my child. That's kind of hard to do when both parties don't feel like that. Like when we hate each other. See, I don't hate each other. So, in the real world, folks hate each other.
True.
And it doesn't always end up becoming that way. So the blessing for you, at least it was an amicable split, because Correct. Both parties were like, hey, I don't want to be with you. You don't want to be with me. And we're going to move on. But our main goal is to take care of our daughter.
See, but the thing is, I think where a lot of men and women lose it at, we don't pay attention to our past relationships. So past relationships, I've been that bitter dude. I've been that angry man and don't want to talk to you, or like send your call directly to voicemail. But it's never made me feel better. Acting that way, being that disruptive. Like I'm pretty much paying rent, saying to live in your head. And it wasn't making me feel better, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do stuff differently. At least I had the self-awareness to understand that the stuff I've done in the past never served me correctly. So I took a different route.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about with your ex-wife or prior to your ex-wife?
Prior to my ex-wife. Like I was always that angry dude. I mean, I'm a New Yorker. I was always angry,
Y'all do be angry.
But
with them Timberlands on, you're angry because your shoes is heavy.
Right. Hey, but I just couldn't be angry in this situation. For real. I just couldn't be angry because it felt like it was weighing me down. And I was like, look, we are family. We're gonna be with each other for the rest of our lives because we have a child together. Look, because initially I was with it, and then I thought about it. I said, yeah, let's do this because it'll be better for both of us.
But it hurts.
Let's go back. Right. Let's go back to building a friendship so we can be together for our child. Even though we're not going to get back together romantically, let's work on our child. So what I did was, because she used to always push me to go to counseling because she knew I was holding a lot of stuff, dealing with the job and a lot of stress. So I started going to therapy and listening, doing my homework, and the therapist I had, we know his brother. We used to work with his younger brother. And he just got me right. He challenged me, critical thinking. He gave me homework. So I actually applied to it because I wanted to understand what was going on with me, and understanding that my anxiety didn't start with when I moved to Georgia. It started when I was in New York.
Correct.
So I called, so during therapy, I called my father, I called my mother, I called everybody in my family and expressed, their part in how I am the way I am now. Everybody.
How'd that go? How'd that turn out?
Believe it or not, it was receptive. It was very receptive. Apprehensive, denial. But then when you give context to situations, then it's like, okay. You know, I didn't talk to my mother for like several months because, you know, I was still working through some stuff. You know, it was kind of opposite. My mother growing up was always my rock and my support. My father was like, only when I'm doing something big would he show up. Then through my worst time, my father was my support system and was my rock, and my mother was on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So just understanding the dynamics, you know, I was hearing, you know, a lot of people was hearing saying, "Oh, that's your mother. You only have one. Get over it." No, it's a process. You have to let me walk my walk and rebuild the relationship I have because
Right.
I have full recognition and I know how to deal with it now. And a lot of times we are afraid to have conversations with our parents because we hold them in such high regard and put them on a pedestal that we suppress a lot of stuff that we may not agree with what they've done with us. Whether it was a punishment at 6, you know, when we're 6 years old, you have to verbalize that,
Right.
you know, because, you know, here's the thing. How do we know they had the right answers? They did the best they could with the information they had.
And that's why I feel like, you know, I don't think I can do that confront thing because you did the best you could with what you had at that time. You know what I mean? I for me, I'm sure that my kids probably got some things that they would like to say, but because of the space that I'm in and the work that I've been doing, I'm more receptive to hear it. But if they would have came at me 10 years ago with some stuff, we probably wouldn't even be speaking because I would have felt it was disrespectful. You know what I mean? So you have to, it just depends. That was a hard one to do because they're not necessarily wrong. They only just knew what to do with what they had or what they were told.
True, true. Because like when I have conversations with my parents, I talk to them like I'm a 50-year-old man, not a 13-year-old son. So I'm able to have conversations with them, and I'm not challenging them because really, what you're going to put me on punishment? You're going to ground me? You're going to cut off my allowance?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I have conversations with them, um, and it's like especially my mom. Like I've always been able to express myself to my mother, provided that I kept it within the lines of respect, which
Absolutely.
is which is the same thing I do with my girls. Like, look, you know, you can express yourself. I don't want you holding that in, but I want you to remember I'm not your friend. I'm still a parent, and this is how I address my parents.
Right.
I don't, you know, I don't yell at my parents. I don't cuss at my parents. I give them the respect that is due. But at the end of the day, I still have to let them know that listen, I'm a grown man with my own family, and a lot of times we hold on to that, and a lot of folks don't know how to release it, have an outlet to be able to express themselves, you know, and considering the business I'm in, I deal with a lot, see a lot of men who don't know how to love their women because they never had a man in their household to show them the role of a man. And then
Right.
you have women who don't understand that, you know, just because a man buys you whatever you want is not a good man. You know, a man
Yeah,
that
so
has
let's
boundaries.
talk about that. Let's talk about that conversation we were talking about earlier today. Before we move to that one, um, there was a question when she first asked you to go to counseling. Were you open to it, or did it take you some time? When
Took me
you're
some
ex,
time.
it took some time because
It was time.
we're not going to forget that conversation we're about to have. But did you feel that that was being disrespectful, or did you think that was like, why would you ask me to go to counseling? Like, what? It wasn't a problem when we got together. You ain't wasn't telling me to go to no counseling then. Like, what? How did you respond to that?
I was receptive because like when we got together, I was on patrol, and now I'm a detective, and now I'm coming home and drinking. You know what's going on, not being afraid to, you know, being afraid to let her know the stuff that we've dealt with. And I think what it was is we went to go see um, and to watch, and
Oh, I've never watched it.
good, it
I've
was
never
good.
watched it. I could. Everybody at work was talking about it, and I was like, I'm not ready.
Yeah, I watched it only once, and I went to the movies to see it, and that was it. I can't watch it. But I felt bad that I brought her. And now it opened up questions that I weren't prepared to answer. So seeing that, she's like, "Well, won't you, you know, won't you talk to somebody?" What took me so long when I realized that I needed to talk to somebody is finding the right person trying to find out, I didn't want somebody that was an echo chamber and always like, you're right. I wanted somebody that was going to challenge me in the way I thought and help me get to the core of why I thought the way I thought and where it came from.
Did you feel better having the conversation with a male or a female?
Male.
A male.
Male can identify male issues.
When we can't identify y'all issues?
No.
Okay.
Because a lot of times, and what I've seen, and a lot of women think that they want men to be their girlfriends. They want men to be like, their homegirls. Come home, gossip, and just chat. But some of the way women talk to men, if a man talks to another man that same way, they'd be fighting. So there's no real boundaries in the conversations between men and women. Women can call their friends bees and do a whole bunch of stuff that we as men can't do to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So the dynamics is different. We're different. We think differently. We move differently. What we find attractive to you guys are different from what you find attractive to us. So, to go back to the conversation we had today, when I said, women want men that are healed when they're not healed themselves, is because a lot of times women want men to shoulder their burden. They, I've met a lot of women that say, I'm working on myself. Well, how'd that look? What are you doing? Because you can't self-diagnose. You can't, all you can do is hear what other people say about you, but how do you fix it? You don't know how to fix it. When women feel like they've made bad decisions with men and they've been hurt, the first thing they go is, I'm gonna be abstinent. I'm just like, that's not the issue. That's not going to change, the bad decisions. You need to talk to somebody to figure out why you're making these bad decisions.
Right.
Because the thing is, if you date the same type of dude, he may be light skinned, dark skinned, whatever, but they act the same, you're the common denominator. That's what you're attracted. And it wasn't until I went through the process of understanding what I was doing to people, how I was treating people, how I was treating myself, is when I understood that, I felt a lot lighter. So now I can recognize where, like, hold on, you got some stuff with you.
You got some baggage. We call it baggage.
Like, you're punishing me for the stuff that somebody else did. You need therapy. Because if you think that I'm going to cheat because the last 9 dudes you with cheated on you, that's a you issue. You need to fix that. No different for me. If a man has to go through a woman's phone because he don't trust it, he has trust issues. Somebody has let him down.
Right.
He needs therapy. He needs to fix that. You can't live life carrying these burdens and put it on somebody else because you're going to damage them.
Right. So how do you know when the work is working?
Well, the work is working when you don't recognize who you are. You're not the same person you used to be. And folks that really didn't like being around you more. When you have more insight and you have self-awareness, you can tell when you're doing wrong. You know me, I do too much, but I do too much for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean you do too much? What you mean you do too much? What you saying you do too much?
Like, so if you go bowl, I'm that dude. If we have an office party at a bowling alley, I'm bringing my own bowling balls and shoes. And I'm about to show out.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
That is
true. I'm that dude. Right. I'm that dude that if we doing Secret Santa and the budget is $20, I'm the one that's gonna get a $60 gift. Just because. It's just I'm extra because I like to try. I am. But I do it because I like I tell somebody not too long ago, I was like, I'm not a nice person. I'm very kind, but I am not nice. And the difference is nice people do things for you expecting something in return. Kind people do it because it's in their heart to do. They don't look for any acknowledgement, anything, any reciprocation. They do it because in their payment is the joy in your face. Mm-hmm. Like when I bring you a plate, when I cook for you, it brings me joy when you're like pimping. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel good. Yeah. Because it's not your responsibility to make me happy. I have to find happiness within myself. Because I start searching for happiness in other people, I'm putting unrealistic expectations on somebody else. That's too much. That's a lot of responsibility for somebody to hold when it's not their job to make me happy.
But that just might be your love language.
But that's mine. But I understand mine. But
Right.
see, love languages is you indulging in your love language. What brings you joy? You know, what a man wants from a woman is peace. And a lot of people don't hear that word peace,
Woo!
but don't understand what it means.
What is, I've heard that before.
Peace is when I come home from work.
I've heard that before. I've heard, it is not about how you look. It's not about how big you are, how little you are, how you dress. It ain't about your money, because I've heard men say, my money is your money. Your money is your money. So I've heard men say, things like that, but all they want is just some peace. Just some peace.
And it's like, inherently, see, men and women love differently. That's why when women break up with men, it's harder for them to get over it, because they really, besides pedestalizing you, they put everything into it. There's no condition with their love that they give, because if
you talking about a man?
Yes, when a man really loves a woman, he is super accommodating, and you got to be able to pay attention. And for some women, that's unattractive, always being available. But that man will run through a brick wall for you when you appreciate it and it's reciprocated. But the peace comes in where, if I've worked a 12-hour shift and I come home, first thing I don't want to hear is, take your shoes off, go wash the dishes, and you need to go ahead and take the trash out. My car ain't working. I'm like, God damn. Like, you can like, wow. You know what I'm saying? What I want to hear is, when I come through the door, I like to be greeted. Like, hey, you ain't got to rub my feet. You ain't got to just give me a hug and let me know that it's safe. And give me some time to myself to collect my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And you sit and ask me how my day was, and I'll let you know how my day is. Because it's no different that I wouldn't do for, say, men would have no problem. I know my baby had a hard day. Let me run her a bath water and give her favorite wine. I already know she's been through it. But there's nothing wrong with taking care of a person that takes care of you. But when it's one-sided and everybody has their hand out, well, what are you doing for me? You got to do this. I want this, 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 and this. I want to be retired. I want my bills paid. I want this. Like, what are you really looking for? You see,
I want my bills paid and I want to be retired.
Yeah, but what am I getting out the deal?
Well, you asked what I was looking for.
Right. But nobody asked what we're looking for, which adds to the stress. Because I think one of the biggest arguments that been going all over the internet is whether women are the prize or the men are the prize. I would never say all men are the prize, but there's a select few men that are the prize, because there are more women walking this earth than there are men. And when you meet yourself a quality man that understands you, knows how to deal with your trauma, and still loves you regardless, whether your weight fluctuates, whether you get a pimple, that man loves you, whatever. Your feet stink, you poop you fart in the bed, and he laughs. You can't find that. That's your prize. Your reward is somebody that accepts you for who you are, good, bad, and different, and still supports you. But when you leave that expecting that you're going to find somebody else that does that, that's when you start getting, the dudes that only want to get in your pants. And now, oh man, ain't this, when you had one and let it go thinking that you can do better.
That's why the grass was greener, or you just wanted to try some new grass,
Yeah,
not necessarily that the grass was greener, but you wanted to try some new grass.
Well,
do you think that comes from? Do you think that happens more with the woman who is not as experienced with dating several people, or the woman who has only been in this one relationship since she was 25, and now that she's 50, she want to, get out here in these streets?
Because here's the thing. It's kind of like a job. If you've been out of the job market for 30 years, and now, what do you qualify for? And the thing is, it's like, you have to think about it. You've been in a relationship with the same person for yay long, who understands you, and now you expect somebody new when it wasn't broke, but you've dealt with folks or had friends who've never been in relationships telling you a lie that is great out here. There's a plentiful amount of men out here that'll do this, that, and the other for you.
Right.
And then you get out here and it's not. And now you don't burn the bridge, so there's no road to, reconciliation, because in your path of seeing if the grass is on the other side, you don't spray weed killer and grass killer all over that lawn. So there's nothing to come back to.
Yeah.
And it's no different from a man who has a good woman, who understands what it means to not even, I won't even say submit, to understand the purpose and the duty of a man and cherish him, but yet he feels he has options. Instead of understanding, like, hold on, the support that I'm getting, I can't expect somebody else to get that from me.
Yeah.
Cherish what you have, honor it, but still understand that, you still got to do your job. It's work.
Right.
Relationship is work.
It's
It
a
ain't
job.
easy. Right. It is a job. And sometimes
It's just easier when you love them. It's just easier
correct.
when you love them. But that
Correct. No, I won't even say
job.
it's easier when you love them. It's easier when you like them.
Yeah.
I could love you to death and just not like you.
Yeah.
I need to like you too.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Because when I like you, I mean, if I don't like you, I could love you, but I'm not doing nothing for you. But when I like you, that still keeps us close. We still have connection. I may not be
don't mind
romantic.
doing still. Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Still don't mind doing.
And I think what it is like, I think a lot of times we, the baby boomers and the Gen Xers taught our children wrong. Like, I used to tell my oldest daughter, be independent. I scratched that. I said, no, I don't need you to be independent. I need you to be interdependent, and I need you to be an independent thinker. Do not allow yourself to be influenced by those who are telling you stuff, and the things that they're telling you aren't bearing fruit for them. So why would you think it works for you? Think for yourself. Find out who you are as a person and what you deserve and what you require in your life, because it's going to be different.
Instead of following them friends.
Correct.
Sometimes when you have friends that are not on the same path as you can't get advice from them.
But a lot of times, look at loyalty differently, but it's my friend. Why would they lie to me? Because they may be jealous of you, because they may see something in you that you don't see in yourself. And then you won't find it out till you get in a relationship. Once you get in a relationship and that person caters to you and do things for you that they will want somebody to do for them, they'll start hanging around more. They want to start bringing you out of the house. But when you have a friend group of couples, the couples start, then you have game night, date night, bow night. You do stuff together because you have a community. You're building community of relationships. Now, what goes on in a household is none of your business. Just the fact when we come together, you keep it drama free and just enjoying each other's company.
Right. Do you think women can have male best friends? Do you think men can have female best friends?
No.
Why not?
Well, I'm gonna put it like this. If you're gonna have, and it only will work if folks are honest. Because I consider you one of my platonic friends. But a lot of times when a woman put a man in a friend zone after he shot his shot, why are you keeping him around? It's different if this, like, you have to be honest with each other. Like, listen, I like you as a friend, we cool, but if you have any romantic feelings for me, we can't gel. We can't be friends, because I don't want you hanging around waiting for this dude to mess up and then try to come in.
Especially being I'm telling you all our business, because that, we good for that.
Correct. But now I got your cheat code.
You're good for confiding in the man, right?
Right. And same thing. I have 4 platonic friends. And they all attractive women. I have no romantic feelings for them at all, but I value their insight and their knowledge. I respect whatever relationships they got. I don't call past a certain hour. I have boundaries, and I keep it as that. But everybody ain't there. We're still men. You know what I'm saying? But if I shot my shot and like, Red, you was looking real good. Nah, we just friends. You got to cut me off, because I'm only sticking around for, not for the right reasons. I'm just waiting for my chance. And a lot of times women will keep that dude around because she knows she can get stuff from him. You know, he's going to be accessible. You know, he's going to answer the phone, whatever. A car broke, he's going to come running. He's going to be whatever because he thinks this is my chance, and she'll finally see the value in me and want to date me. But then when she starts messing with everybody else that dogs her out, and she's like, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give him a chance. He going to dog you out now because you done hung him by a string. If you got that friend that been hanging around for 8 years through multiple relationships, you might want to sit down and ask him and keep it 100.
Mm-hmm.
Like, listen, why are you really hanging around? Are you interested? And you have to pay attention to what is being said. And it's no different from men, you know, because we understand that attention is currency. And the more attention a woman gets from someone who she knows likes, it validates, her. It makes her feel good. At least I know I can call him and he's going to tell me I'm beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I'm going to go to this jerk over here who treats me like trash and, give him what for free. But I'm going to make this person
beat my back up. Yeah.
Right. So,
I mean, come on.
Right. Men been rejected for years, all the way from, third grade dance. You walk all across the dance floor with your hands in your pocket. You want to dance? You want to do the hustle? No. Okay. Put your head down. Walk all that walk of shame.
Kiana asked, how can a woman create a safe mental space for her man?
Well, one of the things you have to do is build that trust. Because one of the biggest fears that men have is that a woman will weaponize his trauma. If I told you that something is bothering me, or I had to cry the other day, I got emotional because this, that, and the other, that man is reaching out. And you have to reassure him that it never going to come back up. You're not going to continuously bring it up, because that man is going to snap and he's not going to trust any woman ever again. No matter what therapy he go through, he's not going to trust, and he's going to confide in his boys because he knows his boys is going to keep that close to the breast.
But your boys say stuff like, suck it up,
all the time. That's not your boys.
Y'all don't do that.
My boys will call. This is the, hey, bro, I'm just going to let you know I love you, bro, and I just keep your head up. I haven't spoken to you a while. My bad. I just want to let you know that you matter. When you get a chance, we're gonna do lunch. I'll be sitting in our office. I'll get a call. Hey, bro, what you doing for lunch? All right, meet me down here and we'll have lunch. Those are my boys.
I didn't know y'all do that too.
Yeah.
You do that? Y'all do that? But I guess you have. I guess as you get older, your friend group gets smaller anyway. So you do have your crew. It ain't back in the day where you roll with 10 cats out. Y'all going out as 10 of y'all. So as you get older, you kind of start filtering it down, and you got that core group of maybe 3 that you can rely on for, or y'all have cigar time or whatever y'all do. We do brunch.
Nah, we don't do brunch.
We do
we'll go smoke a cigar and sit at the bar and drink some whiskey. But the thing is, like, my boys will keep it 100, and they were very instrumental when I was going through my divorce. They gave me some insight when I was saying dumb stuff. They checked me on it.
Yeah.
They really didn't take sides at all, and they supported both of us. But a lot of times, what I never wanted was that echo chamber.
The who?
The echo chamber.
What's that?
Oh, bro. Oh, man, you don't need, man. Come on, let's go out here and get some of these chicks out here. Come on. Nah, that's not gonna make me feel it. Man, forget all about it. Nah. Echo chamber is when pretty much everybody's echoing what you think. Well, I can do better. I'm out here, this and this. Man, it's a bountiful amount of women out here, a bountiful amount of men out here. It's not that one person that's like, nah, you got a good one right there. You might, whatever you thinking, you might want to check yourself and really appreciate what you have. That's a friend. A friend is going to let you know when you going left, when you should be walking straight.
Right.
They're going to put you back on that path. And that's that's all I keep around me, or ones that or people that's going to hold me accountable.
Right. Yeah. And that comes with maturity, and it comes with age. It comes with, going through some things, and them going through some things too,
Mhm.
to be able to even advise you the right way. We all go through stuff, man. We all
You
go through
do.
stuff. Let me see what this girl said. Can you be my Secret Santa this year? Let's see. Let's go through a couple of these. Define peace for the people in the back.
Peace is understand, like reading the room. What's up, baby? Peace is choosing your battles. Like everything don't require an argument. Everything, like when people can feel your energy, they start tuning you out. Can we talk? What now? When a person start getting that what now feeling, that's not peace. It's drama, and the folks will stop wanting to come home. And their routine, they have their routine, and that routine will stop. Now they're making pit stops before they come home, or they're sitting in the driveway for 30 minutes before they walk through the door because they don't know what they're going to get. You have to create an atmosphere where it's welcoming. That's peace. When your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend come home, let them get settled before you start. You know what I'm saying? Show them some love, some affection. It's amazing. You'd be surprised what a hug can do. When someone come in, and it's just a feeling, and how you present your issues. Well, you know what I'm saying? That's peace. Give me a minute to get myself together before I have to tackle everything.
And vice versa too, because we want the same thing. We want peace when we come home too. We don't want to have to divert to your homegirl's house because you don't feel like going up in there because he on one. You just his issues he got with somebody else you done brought home to me to deal with. So I mean it's vice versa because we want peace as well, especially when you work in the careers that we have. The kids, kids with different people. I might got one with you, but I got some over here with this fool, or whatever. You still women want the same thing.
I agree. See, your home is your sanctuary. It should be your place of zen. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying you wearing a leaf and you frolicking and tiptoeing and skipping up through the house or whatnot, but you should if you could. You know what I'm saying? And my parents used to always say, hey, we never went to bed angry. We addressed our issues before we went to sleep. Because if one was, didn't wake up in the morning, that carrying that guilt and resentment will put you in your grave.
Yeah. And that's true. We do. It sounds like some women contribute to a man's mental state, whether it's healthy or not. We do, and vice versa. Very much so.
You know what it is? Matter of fact, Matt, I'm gonna tell you like this. I chop that up to not enough males in the home to give a proper example of what a man is and what their roles are. And a lot of times they're getting that information from social media, from women's blogs, from all these different groups about what a man is, but nobody's ever consulting a man or what a man is supposed to be, or what it looks like to be a man, or what a man has to shoulder, what a man has to deal with. The fact that nobody cares how a man feels, because a lot of times we're not viewed as human. We're not supposed to cry. We're not supposed to care. We're not supposed to have chinks in our armor. We're supposed to be that stoic, that Swiss man of masculinity, but yet you want us to be sensitive. Like we can't be Clark Kent and Superman. At some point you gotta allow us to be human too. We try not to get emotional because when a man is emotional, it's dangerous. An emotional man is very dangerous. They're irrational and they make irrational decisions. So you don't want a man that's emotional.
No.
But you want a man that has emotional intelligence.
Yes, and can express emotions properly.
Correct.
Absolutely. Because I don't want you to be hard all the time.
Correct.
I don't have time for your man laws all the time.
I'll give you an example. If you really want to see men show emotion from all spectrum, watch them engage and watch sports, play sports, indulge in their hobbies. Watch them. you'll see the whole gamut. And I always find it interesting. I like bowling because watching men try to use their mind, it's kind of like golf, trying to understand the course. Why is this not working? Why is that not working? Getting frustrated, fixing it, and it's you get an understanding of the dynamics of the complexity of what a man has to shoulder. Because we're not gonna make it easy. We're gonna talk trash, we're gonna sit down and make it hard on you because you're gonna have to deal with the world. When we talk to women, we always talk to women decently, be respectful, use a calming voice. But yet when we talk to us, it's always abrasive because you're supposed to be a rhino. All that's supposed to bounce off you. You're supposed to have thick skin.
Yeah.
So the dynamics is different. But when I talk to my daughters, I don't talk to them like they're, a flower. Hey, would you like something to eat? No, I talk to them with respect, but when I need to be firm, I am firm. I don't treat them like they're boys. I treat them like they're human beings, but I understand that they may be a little bit more sensitive than a little boy will. But even still, I'm not going to treat them any differently because at the end of the day, how you speak to somebody resonates how they grow up. Because I don't want them accepting someone talk to them abrasively when it's not warranted.
Right. So it looks like we have some disagreements about the male being friends thing. So I had to go back to see what Shay was talking about. Shay says, I have more female friends. I have more male friends than female friends, but respectfully disagree. Shay does not agree that men and women cannot be friends. And I can say that men and women can be friends, but I also do agree with the point of if I'm attracted to that man, or if that man or if I know that man is attracted to me, baby, we can't be friends. Because the first time I tell you something that's going bad with my relationship, I know you stepping to me. The first time I cry, the first time I tell you come pick me up because this is what he did, and I'm calling you as my homeboy, I already know you're gonna try. And I don't want to have to, I don't want to have to be a friend with someone that I could potentially sleep with. I don't want that. We ain't friends. We not friends. Now, I do have male friends that don't like me like that. I don't like them like that. And we cool. But do we talk every day? No. Do we hang out every day? No. Do I talk to you like every week? No. Do I talk to you every now and then? Absolutely. Am I going to invite you to the party? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I kind of agree with Dre on that one. If I don't know, Shay, you want me to open up the chat and let you come on?
She ain't gonna come on.
Oh, okay. Let me know because I get you on here.
Because I'm gonna tell you
who else ain't agreeing.
See, but you know what it is?
Mad Chicks Players, you want me to open up the chat and let you come on? You want to chat? You want to talk? Let me know. I'll let you on. Let me know. Let me know.
Because you know what it is? It's like, and I had to, for me, how I knew I could be friends with somebody, because I always would play a scenario. If so-and-so called and said, hey, come over, let's do this, that, and the other, I'm going to laugh at you. Like, nah, we good. I told one of my female friends, I was like, listen, I said, I'm not ready not to be your friend no more. I said, I have no, it ain't there.
Right.
And if I was to go that route, we can't be friends. There's no going back. I can't be your friend.
No, it don't work.
Right. I can't. And the question is, was it worth it? I value our friendship more than going that way. You know what I'm saying? And
it comes with getting older. It comes with getting older. Back in the day, hell with it. But when you start getting older and you start valuing your relationships and all that stuff, y'all be done messed up my mental health. I can't do that. I just can't, because I can't anymore. Back in the day, I was a force to be reckoned with. But in my 50s, I cannot manage multiple relationships like that. I just cannot do that. I got
I'm
the
sure that
lie over here. I got the lie over there. I can't
I
do
like
it.
consistency. I like consistency. I like knowing that we have a mutual understanding and agreement. You know what I'm saying?
What House of Urban Lounge podcast, welcome to the show. What is the difference between being emotional and having emotional intelligence? That's a good, I like that question.
Having emotional intelligence is understanding your triggers and understanding what exactly you're going through at that particular time and be able to articulate exactly how you're feeling. You being emotional is you're acting out. I used to always say that, adults talk it out, children act out. And a lot of times when you get overly emotional, you get emotionally triggered, you stop listening and you only listen to respond. And you no longer, and it starts to become about you, how you feel, what this person's doing with you when they're actually sharing to you what they're feeling. Now it's all about you because something they said triggers you. So now you done turn the tables. All right. An emotional person only thinks about how they were wrong, not the wrong that they have done. But being emotionally intelligent, understanding, like, listen, I'm complicit to everything that's going on. I am not a victim. I took part in this. And my action caused your reaction.
Are emotional people narcissistic?
No, because narcissism, I think they can be, but
Yeah.
narcissism is a control thing.
Yeah.
You're playing with people's emotions. And a lot of times, you're pedestalizing yourself. And when that don't work out, you dog folks out, you put them through it, and then you leave, and then you, in your mind, I could always come back to that. That's that dude that cheats on you 1,000 times, comes back, make nice to only do it again because he
Yeah.
knows I got her heart, so she ain't never deny me. That's narcissistic,
Right.
you know. But I think one of the most underrated, undetermined narcissistic term is when you'll tell somebody you can't do better than me. And I think a lot of that was taken out of context. When you bring it into context, if you had a child with somebody and you was in a relationship with somebody and you spent majority of your years with them,
Mm-hmm.
that is your level. Because now you have a child with somebody that imprinted on you. You created a duplicate of each other. You won't be able to do better than that because now you're expecting somebody to accept you, me, and our child. We're all a whole happy family.
Yeah.
Whereas when you gave me the greatest gift you could give any man, a child, and you're at the age now when you can't bear any more children, how you gonna do better than me? You can't give this man anything other than what's between your legs and what's in your heart. For some men, that's not enough. Because if they really love you, they want to create a life with you. Marry you first before impregnate you. But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, you have to fully understand like your value. When you understand your value, you stop giving people discounts. And we give a lot of discounts.
Yeah, we do.
You give this bum over here full access to you for free, but you make this person over here jump through hoops.
Yeah.
Because you want him or her to see that you're a good person. But
Yeah.
yet you go ahead and mess with this scallywag just because it's free and you ain't got to do much.
Yeah.
And there's no expectations. So
Yeah.
you're devaluing yourself over here, but expecting this man or woman to value you over here. Once you understand your value and what you deserve, then you'll start exposing yourself to folks that don't care about you, folks that
Right.
only do harm.
And in turn, you'll stop attracting folks that don't mean you well. You
Like,
attract what you put out.
look, this lady told me like the dating pool is trash. I said, well, change the pool. How about you put on a different bathing suit and go to a different pool? Nobody
What?
say you got to go to a pool over here. I was like, there's
What?
different quality of people out here. You like swimming in the projects. You gonna get people swimming in the projects, peeing in the
Right.
pool.
Yeah.
I mean, if you gotta take a trip to Buckhead, then you might have to do a little introspection, understand why you're attracted to these bums, and change your ways.
Yeah.
Understand who you are, and because unfortunately, a lot of times for Black people, we identify poverty in the hood with being Black, and when we make it, we feel guilty because we leaving folks behind, understanding that they have to figure it out as well. You can pour it into them, but if they're not soaking in what you got to move on.
Yeah.
And let them see what you're doing is working. Because we'll believe a lie before we'll believe the truth. So let the truth be your actions and not what you're saying.
What advice or tips do you have for single mothers with sons who may be battling mental issues, or to get them to express their emotions?
It's a step, because the thing is, like my mom told me that she's like, I can't teach you how to be a man. And a lot of times we find comfort in those who look like us and maybe go through the same thing. If you could get a mentor or a role model, someone of male stature that can talk to the person, because he'll confide in them. And then you can, converse with that person. They're never going to tell you everything that's going on with your son. They may talk around it, like, hey, he's going through some emotional stuff. And because it may be centered around you. What I've learned is a lot of times boys put their moms on pedestals. And usually when they see their mom devalue themselves or do something that they feel is disrespectful, they lose respect for their moms. And then in turn, they stop losing respect for women. So if you can get him to even a therapist or someone that, that are specialized in dealing with children, who has stress, who has emotional issues or mental issues, that'll help out. Because when I went through, first thing, me and my ex-wife did while I was going through divorce is put my youngest daughter in therapy, because her mental health, and we did not want her to shoulder or feel like she was the cause of right. So you have to be cognizant of, what your child is being exposed to, what they're watching, what they're doing, and being able to, put them in position to succeed by putting them in front of somebody that can help them. It may not always have to be you. And a lot of times as parents, we feel like we need to be the ones who do it. No, we don't need that credit. We just need to be that support system by putting them in front of somebody that can actually give them the help they need.
Right. And somebody in professional, not necessarily the person that you're dating,
because
they may not they may not like the person that you're dating.
And plus the person you're dating doesn't have a vested interest in making sure you know what I'm saying? That is a conflict of interest. Because he's only involved because he's involved with you.
Right.
And then now he's attached, and then you're not together anymore. And it's awkward.
Yes.
Because now your child is calling them while you're in a new relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now, so no.
Now they're like, should I get attached to this one?
Right.
Like,
you know
yeah.
You want to limit the amount of, like, if you're a single mom, I would tell you, limit the amount of men that you keep around your children. Unless it's a professional, like a teacher or a guidance counselor or a therapist. If this relationship is not leading to marriage, or they're not in it for the long haul, I'll take my time with introducing them to your children.
Yeah, just in case it don't work.
Correct.
Just in case it don't work. So it's safe to say that emotional intelligence is taking accountability for behaviors, regardless of positive or negative outcomes.
Correct. It's all about accepting responsibility.
Yep. We all have to learn to accept responsibility for ourselves. What if they're not qualified to go to other pools? There are some pools that are exclusive. The only way they can gain access is to increase your value. You got to do what you got to do to get to that other pool, because the old pool got pee in it. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Increasing your value doesn't always mean increasing your financial status.
To increase your money, yeah, that's not what
right. Increase your character. You know what I'm saying? Hurt people. Understand who you are and the people that you attract. Take a good look at your friends. If your friends always getting arrested, always getting in trouble, that's what you're attracting. And you're going to attract like-minded folks. So when you think a certain way, you start attracting to folks that have like-mindedness. So if you want to change the pool, or you want to get yourself qualified to actually go to these exclusive pools, change your environment. Surround yourself around people that can build you, continue to build you, and put you in position to succeed. That can
What did
teach
they
you
say
something.
about if you're the smartest in the group? If you're the smartest in the group, you got to get you a new group.
Yep. Correct.
That's if you want to grow. That's the only
For
way
real.
you can grow. You got to surround yourself with the people that you want to attract.
I think I'm smart, but I'm nowhere near close to the smartest person in my crew.
Yeah.
At all. And they pour into me every day. But I run in different circles, like my business circle. Like them folks are like intelligent, and I admire them. And they put me in positions, and they feel comfortable enough to introduce me to their people because they know I can thrive. And that's the thing. When you leveling up doesn't mean you're making $200,000 a year. Leveling up means you have the capacity to upgrade your intelligence, upgrade your value. Like Tuesdays I wear bow ties. I do bow tie Tuesday. I dress for the career I want, not for the career I have. It's all about you. What makes you feel good? What's the best presentation of yourself?
Right. This was good, Dre.
I know that.
I appreciate it.
Man, I'm here for you.
I appreciate it. So we went like just a tad bit over our hour, just because I felt it was necessary to, finish those points and answer those questions. And this was a good conversation. I know we kind of strayed off the mental health path, but most of my viewers are women, and they like to hear the opinions of men. Even, some men say one thing, some men say another thing, or whatever. But I just feel it's important to be able to grab nuggets from different people, and you use what you want to use for your own life. One thing I will say, I want a clean pool. First off, I don't even like to get wet. So I want a clean pool. So I definitely like to, increase my environment. I have a great environment. I have great friends. I have great circles. So that's one thing I've been blessed with. But it didn't just happen like that. I had to kind of let people go in order to get to these new circles. So that's definitely a nugget that I'm going to be taking with me. And you got some claps and some thank yous. And so, we're going to close out this show, man. I really do appreciate y'all for giving me this hour. You know, I never thought I would do this podcast thing in my life. Like, it was never my thing. It was just given to me by God. This is something that God spoke to me to do, because he knows that there are people out here who have issues dealing with mental health and mental illness, and they come in all kind of forms. And my job is to let people come on here and share, so other people can grow from what my guests give them, the nuggets that my guests give them. So that is the purpose of my show. But if you would like to be a guest on the show, y'all can reach me on all of my platforms. Instagram, Facebook. I'm still, once again, working on that TikTok thing. It's just too much, still working on that TikTok thing. But I need y'all to please subscribe, like, and share. All y'all that are watching now, if you can hit that like button for me, I so would appreciate it. I really want to spread the word about mental health and mental illness, and make people get involved and want to come on and help one another in any way that they can. But if you want to be a guest, you can hit me up. You can email me at missionformentalhealth@gmail.com. You can hit me up on Instagram. You can hit me up on Facebook, all that good stuff. And once again, I do need you to hit the like button. We will be on not this Wednesday coming up, but the following Wednesday. We'll have another guest for you. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Keep the comments coming. I so appreciate it. And I will holler at you all on not next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. Yeah. So yeah, talk to y'all soon.